connect this wire to input, but problem is it's 24 volts. Problem, I don't know, is it problem or not? I have this type of inductive sensor, NPN. This one is maybe easier to understand how to connect than this one, but so this is ground, this is 24 volts in my case, and 3000 ohm resistor. Now I need to see, will I will I burn something? I hope not, but I hope not, but it's always something risky when you read Chinese instructions. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 works. In instruction, here in instruction, it says if the external power voltage is over 5 volts, use this resistor. For external power voltage is over 24 volts, use 3000 ohm resistor. For external power voltage is over 12 volts, 24 volts is over 24 volts is over 12 volts, so I should use 1.5 kilo ohms, but I'm using 3 kilo ohms. And LED is pretty bright, and here is another LED. This is this one. Thing with this. This one is NPN. It has NPN logic or transistor, I don't know what is inside, probably some transistor. And this one is PNP. And when you have PNP, L plus is, for example, it says 15 to 34 volts DC. I have 24 volts DC, so I connect on L plus or on brown wire 24 volts. BU is blue wire, you connect there ground. And when sensor is triggered by metal, when sensor detects metal, this switch is closed inside of sensor and you have 24 volts coming to black wire, and with 24 volts you can go inside your card or relay or what you want. So this is for PNP. This is my first time that I bought this sensor. I mainly use optical sensor with receiver and transmitter. It works on 5 volts. I use it for referencing turrets and for counting impulses on spindle speed sensor. So this is one type is PNP sensor. This is PNP, and other differences in construction of sensor is this information. 1.5 millimeters distance. Nominal switching distance 1.5 millimeters. It's very close. It's almost plus. Plus sensing part is inside metal, so you need to go very close, and it's possible that my rate will hit metal on metal, and I don't want to do that. So I bought this sensor. I found it on eBay, pretty cheap, €5 for one, and I bought 6. And it's made in Germany. You can find Chinese, but probably this from Germany is better. So I chose that one, but like I said, this is first time that I have bought sensor like this, and I didn't care is it NPN or PNP. I thought it will work, and it works, but I almost concluded that I will not be able to use it. So this is how this sensor is working. You have brown wire, black wire, blue wire, and this is how works this sensor. So it's a little bit confusing if you buying for first time. This represents load. It can be resistor like this. This is 3000 ohm, 3 kilo ohm resistor. So when I saw this picture, I thought, what is this? I know I need to connect it on power supply. I have 24 volts, 0 volts, and this is signal. But what with this? I don't know what. I connected on power supply and I measured voltage on black wire, and I expected to get 24 volts, but I did not. So I found this picture. It's very good picture. It's very good picture. So this is my sensor NPN and this is PNP sensor. So if you have here 24 volts and sensor is triggered, it will give out on black wire 24 volts, and you can go with 24 volts, like in this case, on some input, but you need to use resistor in order not to burn inputs, to limit the current, because input is 5 volts and 7 milliamperes per each channel. So this is basically, even if it says you can use 1.5 kilo ohms, I choose for safety 3 kilo ohms. I bought these are half watts. These resistors can withstand half watts, and this one can withstand more, but I think it's kind of hot. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but let's see. Does this working still? Does this working? Is working. Let's see this. Let me see this. Okay. It's working. It's working, but let me see. So this is this sensor. This one is this NPN, and this is other type, PNP. So it's better to explain here. This is how I explain myself. This is this, and this is my input in my card, and this is internal switch. So when there is sensor is sensing nothing, this is open, and we have 24 volts that passes through 3 kilo ohms and goes inside. And when it's closed, we have connection to ground, and on this point is connected ground, and this is how it works. So you can use NPN and PNP sensors with no problems, but maybe it's easier to buy PNP sensor. It's easier to understand, maybe, I don't know. Other interesting thing is external voltage power supply. Input 5 volts, 7 milliamperes per each channel. External voltage power supply. So we have ground here, 24 volts, 3 kilo ohms, and it comes in one input. So it's a little bit mess. This is ground. This is ground and this is ampere meter, and when sensor is not triggered, LED is not turned on, when sensor is not triggered, through this wire, through this input, we have 6 milliamps, and it say here input is 5 volt, 7 milliamps. So I am okay. I am below 7 milliamps, but thing is, because I want to be safe, I tried first 3000 ohms instead of 1500 ohms, like it says in manual. For external power voltage is over 12 volts, 1.5 kilo must be used. For external power voltage is over, so maybe they thought if using 24 volts, use 3 kilo ohm resistor. If I used this 1.5, I would have double current, 12 milliamps, and probably I would burn my input. But let's see when we activate how much is the current. Okay, 0, 6 milliamps, 0 milliamps, 6 milliamps, 0 milliamps, 6 milliamps. So one more time. NPN. Three 3000 ohms. This is my card. Input, ground. This is sensor. And we have BN, BK, and BE, blue. Black, blue, black. Between brown and black, you must connect 3000 ohm resistor, and from this point, from point black, you go in input in card. This is input in card, and with this value you have 6 milliamps. 6 6 milliamps, and it goes like this. Goes 6 milliamps, but when you trigger the sensor, switch is closed, it becomes like this, one big block of metal, and current goes here, and here you have 0 milliamps, like we can see in reality. Switch is open, 6 milliamps, 3 kilo ohms, switch is closed, 0 milliamps. I think that's it. This is 3 kilo ohm and this is 10 kilo ohm. Now I will make tests to see does this NPN sensor can work with 10 kilo ohm resistor, and I connected, so between brown and black wire, brown is on plus 24 is red, so this is connected with this, ground is connected with black and blue, and ground must go in ground on the card, and resistor must be connected between black and brown, and in point where is connected black I go in input of card, and if everything will work, this LED will be turned on. 1, 2, 3, LED number 3. And for that I need to connect power supply, and it works. So it is better to use I have bag of 10 kilo ohms resistors and I have only 3 kilo ohm resistors. So I do not need to buy anything, I can use this one if they work, and they work. And they consume even less current, so less current means resistor will heat less. But I need to check this. Okay, this works. So with NPN inductive sensor, inductive proximity sensor, I can use 10 kilo ohm resistors instead of 3 kilo ohm resistors, and I think that bad idea is to use 1.5 kilo ohm resistors, as it says you can use it in manual from this card. This card is very powerful in my opinion. It has a lot of inputs, 16 inputs, outputs. It has 8 outputs. It has input for spindle, It has PWM signal output for VFD. It has 3 axis outputs. So for late with X and Z axis, and turret, tool changer, and turret and tool changer, it's more than enough. Only I would like that it has more outputs, because it has only 8 outputs, and because of this, pneumatic control for every movement for one actuator, for one actuator you need to have 2 electromagnetic valves, and for pneumatic chuck have 2, for tailstock have 2, so this is already 6, and what I have, and I need to activate coolant pump, need to activate pump for oiling bedways. So 8 is not enough, so because of that I bought this PLC. It has 12 inputs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, and 8 outputs. And good thing is that you can program it only with these buttons. So I will connect it to one output, to input of this, and this PLC will, how would I say that, from one control output will come on input, and inside of PLC I can program how many more outputs can one input control. For example, when I say input 1 is 0, that means tailstock is all the way in, and for that I need 2 signals, because pneumatic actuators are operated with 2 electromagnetic valves. So when I say input 1 is 0, that means tailstock is all the way in. So activate electromagnetic valve 1 and electromagnetic valve 2. When I say input 1 is 1, logical 1, that means activate electromagnetic valve 1, electromagnetic valve 2, and tailstock will go all the way out. And plus other thing, that tailstock have 3 sensors that control when the electromagnetic valves needs to be turned off. They are limit switches for tailstock. So all this small card control complete machine. Only disadvantage is that it has only 8 outputs, but I think if it had, for example, 16 outputs, it would be perfect. And first condition what I looked when I wanted to buy motion controller is to have USB connection. This card has USB to parallel port, something like that, so I can use it with my laptop. On laptop I have Mach 3, CAD, CAM. I can go on internet to check if I don't know how something should work, and this is for me why I chose this card, because it has already a lot of inputs, outputs. I need to test how this spindle S plus and S minus is spindle input, how does it work really. For the main thing is that this machine cut threads very well. That is very important for me, because I want to make parts that have threads. So this is for now, update for now. So instead of 3 kilo I took 10 kilos, and input is still working. The LED is not so bright, but it doesn't matter. Main thing it works. So we can see here it works. Now I can check how much is current. With this one, with 3 kilo it was 6 milliamps. With 10 kilos it should be, I think 2 milliamps. I will test this now. So with this instrument I can measure milliamps. Range is 200 milliamps, and I need to connect back power supply. Okay, like I said, I need to change this. 1.9 milliamps. It's very 1.9, and on back, on little back it say, E 100 milliamps. Probably that means that you can choose load that maximum current is 100 milliamps. I chose resistor 10 kilohms, and I have almost 50 times less current. So through this resistor I have 2 milliamps current. It works even with 3000 ohms or 3 kilo resistor. Current is 6 milliamps, and with 1.5 kilohms current would be 12 milliamps, and I think that I would burn. I think I will burn. So this is USB to parallel card. This is the card. This is card that I bought before 2 years ago. so usually have parallel port, but I do not want to have anything with that. So this is my case. 16 inputs, 0 to 15, that's 16 inputs. When you use external power supply, for example 24 volts, you need to use resistor to limit the current, because otherwise if you have 0 ohm, voltage is so high that, because this resistor is probably, this resistance is small, and this voltage will push so large current through components that they will burn. So, and it says here input 5 volts 7 milliamps. I could use even 5 kilo ohms, but I do not have them. I have a bag of 10 kilo ohms, so if they work good, I will use them. So this is for now.